Here are the top 10 intermission tracks for Mario Kart World. Kicking off the list with Shy Guy Bazaar to Airship Fortress. You start the race in the Shy Guy Bazaar market area, which, as the usual track, has various different routes. You can go up on the walls, up on the zip lines, or through the market stalls. Leaving the market area, you come across a bridge, which could be quite boring if you go straight, but I like getting up on the wall and hitting the question mark blocks for some coins. The Mario Kart Wii battle track comes up next with the chain chomp spinning around in the quicksand. You then take a cannon up to some railing. I find quite often here the Kamek item spawns in with Spike, and there's a bunch of spiky balls rolling all over the place. Oh, there's spikes all over the road. No! After the loop, you then board the ship. My favourite part is when you go underneath the Bullet Bill Bridge. It's quite narrow, you got items flying everywhere. You drive up one level and you begin the race on Airship Fortress. Cheep falls to Salty Speedway. This intermission has a good mix of road and water. You get to experience both the autumn theme and the nice green scenery that Mario Kart World has to offer. There's a few turns to drift around, and then you get to a section where you can either dive off the pier and into the water, or you can continue down the main road. This just offers up a small bit of choice, which I quite like. Also watch me do a hectic trick off the wall. The main highlight of this intermission is diving out into Salty Speedway. I think it's such a cool way to enter the track, and a reason why some intermissions stand out over others. The track just feels so much more complete when you enter it this way. I wish you could even cut the intermission into half and then do 2 laps of Salty Speedway. That glider section is very fun. But wait, can't go to the next course yet because I love doing this trick, and anytime I can show it, I will. Peach Stadium to Crown City. If you get this route during the sunset, it looks absolutely gorgeous. This intermission race is a lot shorter than the others, but what makes it interesting is what you can do in Crown City. First, get through all the boost pads, go past all the cars, the Yoshi Cafe, underneath both Bridge 1 and Bridge 2. I'm getting screwed over by the NPCs here. Now that we are in Crown City, you'll notice that we're not going through the main section, however we're going out into the bay. I find it fun getting up in the grind spots, jumping up on top of the roofs and riding all the different zip lines. You then dive into the water and you get back up on top of a pier to finish off the track. Dry Bones Burnout to Wario Stadium. This one shows off that some intermissions let you do the courses backwards. As a kid, I always wished Nintendo scrapped the mirror mode and just put the ability to do a track backwards, as I thought that would provide a lot more replayability. DK Spaceport to Peach Stadium. At first glance, you might think this is a straight line and that it's boring. Well, listen up, okay? There's an opinion to be made here. There are vehicles scattered all throughout this track. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but you can get both the watercraft and the aeroplane. Aeroplane? No, helicopter. You can get into the helicopter. This intermission was more of a wow factor for me because I didn't know you could actually get into watercrafts or aeroplanes at the time. I keep saying aeroplanes or helicopters. I didn't know you could get helicopters at the time. So in my first few hours of playing, I thought this was absolutely amazing. Peach Stadium is also one of my favourite tracks, so I find it very fun to race up to the stadium, do the tight corner, and then do the usual route. Boo Cinema to Starview Peak. I love the start of this intermission as you get to race around the classic Ghost Valley 1 track. It has a few sharp turns and a few jumps. I wish we could race around these tracks in a normal 3-lap fashion, but hey, this is the best we can get for now. Now, it's not just the Ghost Valley 1 incorporation that makes this intermission great, it's also the race up to Starview Peak. I know that's pretty much just a straight route, but I do like the aesthetics of the track, and I do find it quite fun jumping up over the hills across the bridge, and then doing the Starview Peak track. Wario Stadium to Shy Guy Bazaar. The highlight of this intermission is just the completely different variant of Shy Guy Bazaar. Instead of doing the usual 3-lap race, you go through the castle. Just like playing Wario Stadium in reverse, the only way to get this variant is through this specific intermission. Starview Peak to DK Pass. I like this intermission because it's kind of like a mad dash to the bottom of the hill. You've got 3 different paths, 24 players splitting up between them, and my favorite part about this intermission is riding the gondola rails. A few days after editing these clips, and I noticed I say gondola, I meant chairlifts. Thank you very much, my past self. I got a nice shock dodge here as well. A shock boo dodge. Shock dodge! Let's go. DK Pass is also just an excellent track, so the fact that you get to do a lap of it once you hit the bottom of the hill is quite fun. Dry Bones Burnout to Airship Fortress. This intermission is Bowser's Castle themed. You've got dry things everywhere, dry piranha plants, dry bones. You've got plenty of enemies along the outer walls of the castle. I find it quite fun seeing all the different enemies from the Mario series all either celebrating or trying to kill you. Once again, this route is pretty straight, but I find it quite fun with all the different jumps in between and all the enemies out to get you. Flying into Airship Fortress also looks amazing right as the sunset hits. I'll just let you guys enjoy the clip. Lastly, Toad's Factory to Choco Mountain. This one's a very simple intermission course, but I quite like it with the few turns at the beginning, and my favorite part is jumping down into Choco Mountain. It catches me so off guard every time because you don't actually notice how far the drop is. It's a massive dip. The elevation change is crazy. I quite enjoy jumping over that, and then you get to race half of Choco Mountain and then do a full lap of Choco Mountain. Also at night, oh man, the lighting of this track looks so nice with the blue going up the hill and all the sparklers going off on the sides, all the TVs, the LED screens. I'm getting a bit too hyped over lights, but yes, the lighting on this track at night looks absolutely phenomenal. Those are currently my top 10 intermission tracks. I initially didn't watch any gameplay trailers or reveals for Mario Kart World, so I didn't actually know they had an open world and that there would be intermission tracks. I expected just the usual 32 courses like every other Mario Kart release in the past. So when I played my first Grand Prix and went from Mario Circuit to Crown City, I was very confused. I thought, wow, that's a very long track. I thought it was just a point-to-point track. But then from Crown City, you then go to Whistletop Summit and it was the same thing, and my mind was blown. I thought it was so cool that the tracks are all interconnected. And then when I went online, because I thought initially that there was only the one route, that every track spans out to every other track. So online I found it quite cool that you could join a lobby of 24 players and it just felt like one big interconnected race, essentially. You go from point A to point B, then you chill at point B, then you go from point B to point C. I really quite enjoyed it. So when I noticed online, and I think most of the hate comes from not being able to select the 3-lap track, which I understand, and that the recent update removed the ability to vote random so that a 3-lap track would come up. I see that it ruined a lot of people's experience with the game. For me, however, I'm still quite enjoying it. I hope Nintendo releases an update so that you can vote for 3-lap tracks or just go into a separate lobby for 3-lap tracks so that everyone can be happy. Either way, I hope this brings more light onto the good intermission routes, as I know some of them do get quite boring to drive. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what your opinions are. I'll see you in my next video.